Thank you. Developing right now, one of San Antonio's top doctors says that we have flattened the COVID-19 curve, and he says it's all thanks to recommendations that have been put in place, like the stay-at-home orders and wearing a face covering when out in public. Dr. Brian Alsip is not only the chief medical officer of University Health System, he's a member of the COVID-19 health transition team. He says why and explains why there's a downside to flattening this curve.
We're not out of the woods. The downside of flattening the curve is the curve becomes longer. So the good news is we've avoided a peak surge that would put a lot of pressure on the healthcare system. But that means that curve now extends out for a longer period of time. So we can expect to see more cases in our community for some time now.
Dr. Alsip also talked about what we can do to try to prevent a surge in cases. Fox San Antonio's Emily Olson is live right now with more.
Hey, good morning, Brianna. Medical experts are saying that it's still critical for people to continue social distancing as Texas begins to reopen. Now, Chief Medical Officer at University Health System, Dr. Brian Alsip, says that the data shows that COVID-19 cases began to decline after the stay home work safe order went into effect. Something else that helped flatten the curve was the number of cases of evacuees who were brought to San Antonio in February. Alsip also says that San Antonio's commitment to helping evacuees gave local agencies several weeks to prepare for what would later happen in San Antonio. But he says despite the curve flattening, health precautions still need to be followed.
I would say follow the recommendations that are continuing to be implemented, but we still feel like that's an important element because you have less control in a public environment to control your social distancing or your separation from others. It's easy to do in your own household. It may be possible in your workplace, but in a public setting, that's not as easy. And so additional recommendations like that, I think, are critical to help us keep the curve down.
Alsip also says that he hopes a vaccine is found within the next year. Reporting live, I'm Emily Olson, Fox News First.